Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jay Baker. This is Pointer Media. Last second audible here, jumping in to broadcast tonight's non-conference matchup featuring the Mena Bearcats and the Van Buren Pointers. This is the second matchup this week the Pointers have played here at Claire Bates Arena. Mena got the first basket with a 2-point bucket, and now the second basket as JoJo Hernandez hits a three. Kyrie Dumas drives the paint, missed the layup, rebound by Brody Myers, who had a ton of those Tuesday night in the 40-point victory that the Pointers enjoyed against Clarksville. Gabe Johnson had a great night that night as well. Really, the whole team played incredible defense that whole night. Truett Gazelle will hit a three ball from the corner. He'll get the first points of the night for the Pointers. 3-point attempt for number 5, Dayton Miller. And another opportunity for Mena. A lot of offensive rebounding happening on the Bearcat end. Coach will not be real happy with that. Gabe Johnson with a beautiful spin move and finishes with the left. That is a thing of beauty. We're tied up at 5. Gabe Johnson showing off some improved offensive skills from an already impressive skill set. These Mena Bearcats are not afraid to shoot the three. They've come up with one of them. Great pass, great urgency, pushing the ball down the court by Kyrie Dumas. Gets the ball to Brody Myers, and he's got his first basket of the night. Van Buren leads 7-5. That basket was good. I believe it was number 5. Jackson Thompson. 24, I'm sorry. Basket there, matched by Jude Jennings. And 4 of the 5 Pointer starters have now scored. Jennings with the on-the-ball defense. Manning up Dayton Miller. Gabe Johnson will get called for his first personal of the game. It'll be the first of the quarter for the team. Mena will bring in number 22, Brody McCauley. He's a sophomore. He's big. They work the ball around the perimeter. Great defense by Brody Myers. He is an absolute pest on defense. And I believe Truett Gazelle just drew a charge. Great defense. Owen Simpson will pick up his first personal foul. That'll be the first of the quarter for Mena. Truett Gazelle had a great game Tuesday night too, just a sophomore. He and Kyrie Dumas, both sophomores, and showing incredible poise in that first game against Clarksville. Great hustle by Brody Myers. And a steal by Truett Gazelle. Brody drives, goes with the left hand, beautiful finish. Brody Myers has 4 points, and the Pointers lead this one by 4, 11-7 with 4:40 to play in the first quarter. Good defense by Gabe Johnson on the shot block. Kyrie Dumas with the down-the-floor pass to Jude Jennings, who pulls up just a little off. Brody Myers might have gotten away with one, but he gets an offensive rebound, and the Pointers are up 6, and Brody Myers has 6 points. Brody was everywhere Tuesday night against Clarksville. He worked hard last year, but he's dialed up the energy level an extra notch this year. It's really impressive. Oh, good take that time. Dayton Miller gets his first basket of the game, and that was a thing of beauty. Pointers work the ball around. Gabe Johnson will step back, and Jude Jennings will be called for an illegal screen. His first. Second of the quarter. Pointers are young this year, but they're young with that talented class of freshmen that came up last year. They only lost one game all year, and that was to Fayetteville. A really talented and skilled group that's not even all here. Cannon Russell's still playing still football. So Kyrie Dumas runs the point. Truett Gazelle's at the 2. Brody Myers 3 and 4. Him and Jude Jennings will stop. And of course, Gabe Johnson fills up the center. Gabe will leave this program with a lot of rebounding records in his name. Mena forced the tie ball, which results in the turnover. They tied up Brody Myers. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. That's Dayton Miller. Jojo Hernandez with the step back three, and Gabe Johnson cleans that one up. Kyrie Dumas drives. I tell you what, watching the improvement, seeing the improvement of Kyrie Dumas from his 9th grade year to his 10th grade year. He was very good in 9th grade, but he is so poised. Plays with a real sense of urgency, and at 6'3" as a sophomore. Coach Autry's very excited about the future of this young man. Bearcats tried to force that one inside and got bailed out. Brody Myers got a hand on it, but it tips out of bounds. Dayton Miller, well, nope, I'll say that. He was going to trigger the inbound, but now it's Jojo Hernandez. He'll kick it back to Dayton Miller, who drives baseline. Good defense by Jude Jennings to cut it off. The referee took that basketball. That's a tough shot. He's trying to laugh it off, but it's easier said than done. Bearcats will extend pressure. Pointers have no problem breaking it. Jude Jennings got a wide open three-point look. Just a little bit long, and Mena comes out with the rebound. Pushes the ball quickly down the court. Good steal by Truett Cazell. That's 2 for him already in the first quarter. He drives the length of the court. Truett Cazell with his 5th point off his 2nd steal. And the Pointers have a 6-point lead with just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Mena dribbles, there's a travel. Jojo Hernandez just got a little anxious. Mena's going to bring in number 0, Eli Swall. Gabe Johnson set the inbound. Kyrie Dumas sets up the offense. Jude Jennings at the top of the key. Dumas will pull it for 3, and he'll get his first three-pointer of the year. All 5 starters have now notched points, and the Pointers are doubling up the Bearcats. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Dayton Miller right there. Spun and pulled back, hit a beautiful jumper. Brody Myers posting up, working down low. It's a great feed into Gabe Johnson. That's an assist for Brody and a bucket for Gabe Johnson. Good defense again by Jude Jennings. It's a good pull-up by Dayton Miller, just came up a little off. Gabe Johnson faked the handoff, drove it in, and he'll get a chance at an and one. Gabe's got 6 already. He'll have a chance to get his 7th point at the charity stripe. With 1:14 to play, Van Buren doubling up Mena, 22-11. Again, this is Pointer Media. I'm filling in for Doug Young tonight. I'm Jay Baker. Glad to be here. Glad it's basketball season. And I'm glad we're still playing football. Comes up a little short on that free throw. Behind the back pass, almost got foiled. And I tell you, a little dribble heavy there. Dayton Miller got bailed out by a foul. It was called on Brody Myers. That's Brody's first. 3rd team foul of the quarter. Coming in for the Pointers will be number 3, Kyle Organ. He'll take Kyrie Dumas' spot. Kyrie Dumas will get a breather. In JV action, the junior varsity team got a win. Looked good. Brody Myers gets his first steal of the night, gets a pivot foot, gets it out to Gabe Johnson, who drives all the way, and he'll finish. Gabe Johnson with 8 points, and Van Buren leads by 13. Bearcats work the ball around. Looking to dribble, drive, and penetrate. And that's exactly what they did. Came up off, but got his own rebound. And Dayton Miller has 4 points now. 24-13 pointers. Kyle Organ passed it off to Cazell. Brody's going to drive, and he's got a shot at an and one. Brody Myers with his 8th point, and he'll get a chance to get the hoop and the harm at the free throw line. I think they called that on 22, Brody McCauley, but don't hold me to that. If so, that's his second. And Brody Myers misses the free throw. That was the only area he struggled Tuesday night. He got to the free throw line a ton and missed a few, but no doubt he'll clean that up. Pointers lead 26-13. And I'll tell you this, as hard as Brody Myers plays, he's going to spend a lot of time at the free throw line this year. Good block out there by Brody Myers, right on cue. 1 second left. Jude Jennings gets an opportunity. Just a little bit left, but a great first quarter for the Pointers. They'll lead 26-13 at the end of one. So a good, entertaining, hard-working first quarter. Van Buren leads at 26-13. Truett Gazelle had 5. Gabe Johnson had 8. Brody Myers had 8. Kyrie Dumas had 3. And Jude Jennings had 2. Hey, I mentioned we're still playing football. Hope to see you tomorrow night at Citizens Bank Stadium, Blakemore Field at Citizens Bank Stadium, as the Van Buren Pointers will host their first playoff game in, I believe, 15 years. Last year they made the long trip east to Marion. Well, this year Marion has to make the long trip west to Van Buren. Sylvan Hills awaits the winner of that game in round 2 by virtue of getting the 1 seed in the East. They got a bye. So fresh off the most difficult stretch of high school football anybody will play, 3 games against Greenwood, Mountain Home, and Shiloh Christian, Van Buren gets a fresh start, and everybody's 0-0. And the chase to Little Rock begins tomorrow night right here in Van Buren. Hope you'll be there or be with us on the broadcast. Tim and I will be honored to be broadcasting that again. Second quarter's off and running. Kyle Organ brings the ball up. Kyrie Dumas starts the second quarter. He takes a nice drop step there, and Dumas has another basket. He's up to 5. Great drop step in the lane right there. Good looking move. Decent crowd here. The student section's a little lighter than I thought they would be. That's going to be an and one opportunity there. We'll see who they call it on. Foul was called on Truett Gazelle. It's his first, and it's the first of the second quarter for the Pointers. JoJo Hernandez with the opportunity to get the and one. He'll come up short on the free throw. Gabe Johnson came down with it, but it got stolen from him. Brody Myers is going to get the foul there. That'll be his second, team second. And coach will get him out, I suspect. No, he's going to leave him in, trusting his senior to make good decisions. Jude Jennings will come in replacing Truett Gazelle. Jax Clark, the sophomore, number 13, he'll come in for Brody Myers. Gabe Johnson blocked that three-point attempt in the corner. Great defense. That was Eli Swall trying to get that one off, but the length of the 6'5" senior was just too much. They'll get that one off. Boy, these Mena Bearcats are probably going to score a lot of points this year. They start dialing these threes in. Gabe Johnson moves with his left hand, spins back to his right hand, and gives it to Jax Clark. Beautiful pass, just couldn't pay it off. That one bounds off the rim. And Dayton Miller brings the ball down. 6:53 to play. Van Buren leads 28-15. Dayton Miller pulls up from deep, and that was good. He got a screen, and he used it well. He's got at least 7. I'm missing 2 points on my score sheet, whoever scored the first one. Jude Jennings got on the floor for that ball, and Mena forces another turnover. And there's Miller again. He'll step back. Kyle Organ comes up with the rebound, pushes it down the court to Jude Jennings with a great pass, and Jennings drives the baseline, and he'll shoot 2. Great pass by Kyle Organ to get that ball moving. Foul was charged to number 0, Eli Swall, his first. First team foul, second quarter. (28-18), the Pointers lead, 6:22 to play, and Jennings makes good on the first free throw. Pointers now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe. 1 for 4, but Jax Clark gets the rebound. Good spin move, good defense, though. Tipped the ball out. I tell you this, Dayton Miller is quick. Number 5 for Mena, Dayton Miller, is a problem. And they're causing havoc in the backcourt. Everywhere I look, I see Dayton Miller out here causing problems. He's getting the Pointers in a rush. Brady Baker set to check in for the Pointers. He's going to wear number 14. He'll replace Gabe Johnson. So the Pointers going to go with a small, quick lineup. Baker's a junior. Full disclosure, he is my son, but I will try not to broadcast it in that manner. But hard not to be a little proud. Oregon takes the ball out, sets the offense up at the top of the key. Dumas and Oregon and Baker working on the right side. Dumas will pull up from 3. That one's long. And Mena comes down with it. Abram Wooden bringing the ball down. He's a senior. He just traveled with it. He doesn't think he did, but he definitely did. 5:32 to play in the first half. Van Buren leads at 29-18. Oregon runs the point. Kicks it out to Breaker. A little bit of a mess at the handoff there, but the Pointers recover it. Here comes Jax Clark from 3. That's good. Jax Clark's got 3 points. 32-18 Van Buren. They've been in man defense the whole time. Mena kicks it out to the corner. I'll tell you, number 34, that's a big kid, Owen Simpson. And he just made a beautiful pass fake to get an open look. Baker comes down with the rebound on the miss. He'll push it down the court. He's looking to the left side, gets it inside to Dumas. Dumas kicks it right back out to Baker, and he's good from three-pointer land. So Dumas gets the assist. Baker gets the bucket, I should say. Good defense by Kyrie Dumas on the very speedy Miller. Just really good defense. We've got something down the court that I missed. So Kyrie Dumas is whistled for the foul away from the ball. That's the 3rd team foul. It's his first. Jax Clark checks out. And Gabe Johnson checks back in. I didn't see what the action was. They called the push. So 35-18 Van Buren. Good back cut by the Bearcats, and he'll get an and one. I tell you, that was a beautifully designed play. Abram Wooden got a great pass, and he'll get a chance at an and one. Gabe Johnson prevented the dunk, but the ball did manage to spin around and go into the basket. 4:15 to play in the second quarter. Every foul from here on out will be 2 free throws for Mena. And he makes good on that free throw. Baker drives with the left into the lane, kicks it out to Oregon. Kyle Oregon drives the baseline, gets stopped by 2 Mena Bearcats. Tyree Dumas got a short jumper from the baseline. And Mena comes out with it. Mena coach calling for a clear out. Once again, good defense by Dumas. And that's a 3-point basket. That's JoJo Hernandez. He's got 8 points now. And Coach Autry wants to take a timeout to talk about it. Mena's got this lead back to 11. Van Buren 35, Mena 24. Like Coach Autry is going to reinsert all the starters. Not happy about some of the execution he just saw. Cheerleaders out here doing tumbles across the floor, putting on a good show. Of course, it's cheer and dance competition season, and they continue to participate in a number of those. On behalf of Josh Smith and the whole Pointer Media team, we are thankful that you're tuning in. If you're a Bearcat fan, thanks for tuning in. And for those of you who made the trip, hope everybody drives safe. I know that is a long drive. We've made that many a times, especially on a school night. I recognize it's high school, but it's still a Thursday night, hour and a half, 2-hour drive to and from Mena is quite a trip. So. Good non-conference tune-up for both of these teams. You look at Mena, they do remind me somewhat of the Pointers. They're not real big, but they're very scrappy. Pointers working the offense around to get Gabe Johnson the ball down in the post, and he spins to that sweet right-handed baby hook and comes up just a little bit off. But we can't get too many of those this year. The Bearcats have the green light to shoot the moment they have an opening. At least a handful of them do, and they haven't fallen tonight, but I tell you, the moment those start falling, this team will be hard to defend. There's more of that tough defense. Abram Wooden got the steal. He's going to take it all the way down. No call on the contact, and he'll get the basket. He's got 5, and the Bearcats are within 9. Gabe Johnson takes the left hand underneath, and that's a beautiful finish. Oh, and he's going to get an and one, too. I didn't look long enough. Count the basket. Gabe Johnson gets a chance at a 3-point play. That foul was charged to Maddox Plunkett, number 3. Johnson's got 10 points. Johnson's got 11. Lead back up to 12. 2.5 to play in the first half. Big, deep three-pointer. Gabe Johnson gets the rebound. Dumas triggers the offense. Picks up his dribble way out high. Ball goes down low to Brody Myers, and he is almost unstoppable down there, and he's got 10 points. 40-26, the Pointers lead this one. Brody Myers with the hustle play. He's going to drive the length of the court, and he's going to have another basket. He's up to 12. And Van Buren's going to call a timeout. 42-26, 16-point lead. Coach is going to get some subs in now that that lead is swollen back up to 16. 2:02 to play in the first half, and the Van Buren Pointers have blown the lead back up. Mena got it to within 9, and the Pointers are on a 7-0 run. Doing it with rebounding and defense. Head coach of Mena is Randy Peters. Of course, Brad Autry and Coach McDonald and Coach Grinder for the Pointers. So Mena gets the ball out of the timeout. They'll look to cut into this lead and end this Pointer run. Again, Dayton Miller, boy, he's quick as a cat. Jax Clark came down with a rebound, and Kyrie Dumas comes down the court, pushes it forward to Kyle Organ, who gets a good look from the baseline, but just a little long. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Miller once again cutting, and Kyle Organ thought he got all ball, but they're going to whistle him for the foul. That's the 5th team foul. That's the pressure that Dayton Miller is going to put on teams all year long. Again, I've said his name a lot, but by the time these kids get to conference, he's going to create some havoc for those conference foes. He is hard to handle. He comes up off on the first free throw. So all in all, a good foul, because he probably would have made that good on the second. 42-27, Van Buren. Jax Clark. Kyrie Dumas worked the full court press, and Dumas got in the middle of the paint, had a really good look, just came up a little bit off. Jude Jennings playing really good defense tonight. His on-ball defense has been outstanding. Good hustle by Jax Clark. You hear the bench exploding. He got on the floor for that one. In the scrum forward afterwards, Kyle Organ picks up his second foul. Brady Baker will check in for Oregon. As soon as this first free throw is either made or missed, and it's Miller back to the free throw line. He's got 8 so far, looking for his 9th and 10th. And the 9th is good. And now the substitution will take place. 57.9 to play in the first half. Van Buren with a 4-point lead, or 14-point lead. Dayton Miller short on the second free throw. Jack Clark cleans up the rebound. Brady Baker handles the point. Pushes the ball down the court, kicks it across to Jude Jennings, who drives right-handed off the back of the rim and just a little bit off. The Pointers in a little bit of a shooting slump since that 7-0 run. They've had good looks. They're just not falling. That's going to be a foul for sure. That's on Kyrie Dumas. It's his second. And this time shooting the free throws will be JoJo Hernandez. He's a junior. He's got 8 points tonight. Dumas gets an explanation from the official on what he did and handles it really well. JoJo Hernandez makes the first free throw, and Mena's cut the lead back to 13. And he's 2 for 2. So he's the first Bearcat into double figures with 10 points. Owen Simpson checks back in for Mena. He replaces Maddox Plunkett. Mena bringing the full court pressure. Jax Clark clears everybody out. He pushes it across half court. Kyrie Dumas moves it to the right side of the court and attacks the rim. We'll see if they get to shoot free throws or if that's on the floor. The foul was charged to number 5, Dayton Miller, and they're going to say it was on the floor. Third team foul. Baker triggers the inbound. Baltazar Zuniga wears number 22. Brother plays on the freshman team. Talented brothers. Jude Jennings was looking to drive, but Abram Wooden got him on the arm there, held him up. And that's the fourth team foul on the Bearcats. Pointers will shoot free throws the rest of the way, but the rest of the way is only 12.4 seconds. So Kyrie Dumas has the ball. He sets up the offense. He gets a good look, and he nails it. Kyrie Dumas for three. He's got 8 points, and at the end of one half of basketball, Van Buren leads this one 45-30. They opened up a 13-point lead in the first quarter and added 2 points to it in the second quarter. They'll go to the half. The two teams will go to the half looking to make some adjustments, but putting up 45 points and a half, Coach Autry's going to be hard-pressed to be really disappointed.
Hey, y'all come rebound.
I got Javon.
So this is Pointer Media. I'm Jay Baker. We're going to take this time out with them. We'll leave the audio live because what you're about to have are a couple of students shoot free throws for 20 seconds, and then whoever makes the most will get to shoot from half court for a chance to win $500. So 7 minutes left at the half. We'll take this opportunity to discuss a few of the things. First off, we want to thank the University of Arkansas Fort Smith for being our broadcast partner this year in volleyball, football, and now basketball. UAFS.edu is the place to go for your continuing education needs. And again, just can't thank them enough for making this broadcast possible. They've also been our partner for the football broadcast. And as we look forward to tomorrow night, we talk about a home playoff game against the Marion Patriots. broadcast partner Tim Malone and I will be out tomorrow night on that one. We're very excited. We've been watching film this week, and one thing that stands out about Marion is it's a team we know. We beat them last year at Marion in the first round to go on to the second round of the playoffs, where Shiloh Christian ended up bouncing the Pointers. But Marion is incredibly talented. They will have the biggest offensive line that the Pointers will see this year. They have a tailback who has offers from 21 Division I schools. So they are loaded with talent. At times, they've been their own worst enemy this year. They will look to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. They have enough. They certainly can throw it, but the coach's philosophy down there is to win by power. Their quarterback does throw a pretty deep ball, as Tim noted today as he and I were exchanging notes. But their short passing game, what we've seen with Greenwood and Shiloh Christian over the last few weeks, you won't see a ton of that tomorrow. But they are fully capable. Tomorrow night's game is one of these odd games that could go, you could literally see it going every way. Van Buren could blow Marion out. Marion could blow Van Buren out, and it could come right down to the wire. My gut tells me we're going to have a very close game. Marion's got a lot to play for, obviously, having suffered defeat at the hands of these Pointers last year in their place. Probably took that a little personal. And that 5-hour bus ride doesn't make anybody particularly friendly, so they'll probably come here a little angry. As I mentioned, the winner of that gets to travel to Sylvan Hills in the second round for a chance to get to the semifinals, and we'll see what happens from there. But it's been a great football season for the Pointers. They finished 5-5 overall, 4-3 in conference. Started 4-0 in conference for the first time since the mid-90s. And as we commented all year, if you didn't watch the broadcast, one of the things Tim and I commented on early was the importance of winning those first 4 conference games, because that schedule was so backloaded. And certainly that hashed out. Probably the 3 best teams in the 6A conference are the 3 best teams in the 6A West. Sylvan Hills will have a lot to say about that. Benton will as well. They're incredibly talented, and Marion may very well too. They certainly have the talent to do something about it. So we're excited. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll be live. If you don't know how to get in, you cannot pay cash tomorrow night. You need to get on the website. You have to order through an app. So be prepared tomorrow. Don't bring cash to get in the game. It's electronic tickets only. Van Buren School District Activities Facebook page has info on how you can get that ticket ahead of time and just have it ready on your phone. And that's the AAA rule. That's not a Pointer thing, so don't be mad at Coach Cohn. That's the AAA, and you know, a lot of schools have actually made that move. You go to a few of the Northwest Arkansas schools and you can't pay in cash to get in either. So we have 2.5 minutes left until we pick up action in the second half. Van Buren leads at 45-30. And we're going to take a little bit more of a break. This is Pointer Media, and I'm Jay Baker. We'll be right back. For Pointer Media, I'm Jay Baker. We're back. We're about a minute out from the action beginning in the second half. One other note I didn't make about these Pointers in basketball is that the football team still playing means that it's missing, the basketball team's missing a lot of pieces. I look over my shoulder to my right and I see 5 players who will be on this basketball team who are currently on the football team. And some of them are expected to make some pretty big contributions. Kingsley Cook probably going to step in and play some meaningful minutes. I mentioned Cannon Russell from last year's undefeated freshman team. I would expect both of those guys to come in and really probably be competing for a lot of varsity minutes. So what you see right now, which is the case for most high school teams, any high school team that's in the football playoffs, you're not getting a good look at their full roster. So I should have researched during the half if Mena is in the football playoffs or not. I would imagine they are based on the number of players they have on their bench. It's a relatively thin roster right now, and they have several players scratched out, which leads me to believe that they're probably still playing football. So the Pointers will start the same starting 5 that they came out with. Gabe Johnson and Brody Myers, Kyrie Dumas, Truett Cazell, and Jude Jennings. Mena comes out and works the ball around the perimeter. Dayton Miller drives and kicks it out. Good take there by Owen Simpson, but even better defense. Guess who? Brody Myers draws a charge. That is a heck of a way to start the second half. First team foul. And Owen Simpson has his second personal. So the Pointers get the ball, looking for their first points of the second half. Kyrie Dumas works it around, loses control of that one, and somehow comes out with it. Truett Cazell shot, but long. Jude Jennings pulls down the offensive rebound. He came up just off at the rim, dives to the floor trying to get the rebound, and Mena comes out with it. Kick to the far corner, three-point attempt, in and out. Gabe Johnson pulls down another rebound. Kyrie Dumas driving and driving hard and getting all the way to the rim. Missed the layup, but Brody Myers came down with the offensive rebound, comes down with another offensive rebound, back to him. And he's off just, boy, I tell you, they are having a tough time at the rim right now. 45-30 Van Buren. Good defense, I thought. We're going to call foul on Brody Myers for the body. That's Brody's third, so he'll have an opportunity now to definitely dial up his disciplined defense. Playing with 3 fouls, Abram Wooden. Abram Wooden makes the free throw. Coach Autry appealing, thinking that foul should have been called on Jude Jennings, but it was on Brody Myers on the body. And Wooden misses the second free throw. He's got 6 points. Dumas pushes the ball down the court frenetically like he always does. Gabe Johnson drives the baseline. Turnover for the Pointers, and it's a sloppy start to the second half, and Kyrie Dumas is going to pick up his third foul. So Coach suddenly has 2 players with 3 personals. Kyrie Dumas will check out, and Kyle Organ will check in. Dayton Miller inbounds the ball from the sideline. No, I take that back. Dayton Miller is going to get a breather. Hope he's not hurt or something, the way he's walking off kind of softly. I hope he's all right. Maddox Plunkett will check in. JoJo Hernandez runs the offense at the top of the key. Good spin move down low. Just a little long on the shot, and Brody Myers comes down with another rebound. Kyle Organ pushes all the way down the paint, gets stopped, and pulls up, and he'll shoot 2. Foul was charged to 0. Eli Swall, his second team foul, and Kyle Organ shooting 2 for his first opportunity to get on the board. A little bit off on that first free throw. Gabe Johnson and Brody Myers led all scorers in the first half. Gabe Johnson had 11. Brody Myers had 12. Pointers lead by 14 with 6:05 to play in the third quarter. 0 for 2 at the line there for Kyle Organ. Gabe Johnson went up and fought for that rebound, but Mena ended up coming out with it. They come down and fire up a quick three, and Gabe Johnson brings down the rebound. Kyle Organ hands it off to Jude Jennings, who drives with the left hand, stops at the elbow, tries to get it into Gabe Johnson. A little bit of a tough entry pass. Jude's driving, and good defense by the Bearcats. And the Pointer offense just a little bit out of sync right now. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kyle Organ lost that one for a second. Brody Myers throws one up, and he drops it. 14 points for Brody now. 5:16 to play in the third quarter. We're going to call a blocking foul on, I believe they're going to call that on Brody Myers, and if that's the case, that's his fourth. It is. So Abram Wooden will get 2 more free throws. Kyrie Dumas getting set to check in for Brody Myers, who now has 4 personal fouls. Wooden's good on the first free throw. He's got 7. Wooden's a little long on the second free throw. He's 2 for 4 from the charity stripe, and the Pointers come down with a rebound, leading by 15. Gabe Johnson looks to drive the lane and does so, gets his shot deflected from behind, and it comes off the foot of a Pointer, and it'll go the way of the Bearcats. Coach Autry looking for answers to get the offense back in sync. They've got 2 points in 3 minutes so far this half. Defense has only given up 2, so haven't lost their lead, but definitely looking a little out of sync. Mena works the ball around the perimeter, drives and kicks back out. Good leaner there. Wow, that's a good looking shot. That was Maddox Plunkett. He's got his first basket of the night on a leaner with contact. Kyle Organ was looking for the cutter, but he got fouled before he could get it to him. That foul was charged to Brody McCauley. It's his third team foul. Good to see Dayton Miller come back in. Hopefully he's okay. He'll pop on your screen. He's got those hot pink shoes. Good inbounds, and that's how you get things going. Kyrie Dumas gets a great inbounds pass and hits the short jumper on the baseline. So 49-34, Van Buren leads. That's a heck of a take. Maddox Plunkett's got his 4th point. Morgan pushes the ball down the court, kicks it up to Dumas at the elbow, and it's just a little bit short. Gabe Johnson skied for the rebound, but couldn't come up with it. Mena got the ball down quick and got a shot up, no good. Jude Jennings gets a good look from the corner, a little bit off, and Mena cleans up the rebound. 3:28 to play in the third quarter, 15-point margin. Jennings handing the ball. Coach Autry calling out the alerts. And the Pointers get an unforced turnover there. They'll take that. Jude Jennings will get a breather. Brady Baker will check in for him. Auden Woods checked out for Mena. I didn't see who replaced him. I believe it was number 24, Jackson Thompson. Ball moves around the perimeter, and Brady Baker will fire for three. That one's short. 49-36. Pointers lead by 13. Good defense by Truett Gazelle on the quick rally down the court. That could easily have been an easy two. Good entry pass to Gabe Johnson. Baker will get the assist, and Johnson will get the basket. Well, Mena got the ball down the court quick. They had it down before I could write down the 2 points. Ooh, that was a nifty move, but comes up off. 2:32 to play in the third quarter. Pointers lead by 15, 51-36. Truett Gazelle gets the ball in the corner, drives it into the paint, and that is a beautiful finish by Truett Gazelle. Drove with his left hand, finished with his right. And this lead is up to 17. Coach Peters wants to talk it over. He wants to talk it over. The Pointers get to their 8th point of the third quarter. Been a clunky one, to say the least. Coach Autry's got his 5 in. He's got them on the court. 30-second timeout. Again, as I mentioned in the first half, if you watched any of the junior varsity game, those boys came out with a win. So Mena will take the ball out on the sideline. And they'll run it through JoJo Hernandez, who's guarded by Baker. Forces him back to his left hand, and he throws it away. So good defense leads to the turnover there. And the Pointers get the ball back with 2:06 to play in the third quarter. Jude Jennings sets to check back in. Baker picked up his dribble, heads it to Kyrie Dumas. He moves the ball around the perimeter. Sends it out to Kyle Organ, who spins back into the paint. He gets his shot blocked by Dayton Miller. Really good defense by Miller. That young man's having a heck of a game. Jude Jennings checks in. He'll replace Kyle Organ. Got a little moisture on the court that the players are trying to dry up with their feet. Baker will trigger the inbound play. Gets it to Kyrie Dumas for the easy basket. Good spin move for the Bearcat there. Big rebound for Gabe Johnson. Pointers have a chance to push this lead across 20 here, leading 55-36. Baker will pull up from the elbow extended, a little bit off. Gabe Johnson got a hand on it but couldn't bring it down. And Mena quickly down the court. Battle for the rebound, ends up the way of the Bearcat. And Kyrie Dumas will pick up, I believe it's going to be Kyrie, and that'll be 4 on him, if it is. That is on Dumas. That's his fourth team foul. So Kyle Organ will spell Kyrie Dumas. Minute 14 to play in the corner. Any fouls from here on out will result in free throws for Mena, and that was too easy. They got an inbounds pass and got away with one there. Abram Wooden had a great entry pass and an easy look. Baker's just handling the pressure. Number 4 is just relentless defense on him. JoJo Hernandez came up short on the shot. Mena working hard on the offensive glass, and Abram Wooden ended up getting the finish. Gabe Johnson gets to the middle of the paint, and he'll have the basket. Good looking shot for him. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pointers come down with a rebound, and they have a chance to play for the last shot if they want to, or they can push. 16 seconds to play. Gabe Johnson will pull it from way downtown, and Gabe Johnson showing some range. He's got 18 points now. 5 seconds to play. I don't know that Mena knew that. They threw up a late prayer, and after 3 quarters, that quarter started off pretty clunky, but Van Buren ends up scoring 15 to take a 60-38 lead into the 4th quarter. As I mentioned, Gabe Johnson now with 18 points. Let me double check my mouth. Yeah, he's got 18. Brody Myers has 14. Kyrie Dumas has 12. Truett Gazelle has 7. Jude Jennings, Jax Clark, and Brady Baker each with 3. And the story from a coaching perspective certainly will be the foul situation. How will Coach Autry handle Kyrie Dumas and Brody Myers having 4 personal fouls? For the Bearcats, I've got Dayton Miller with 9 and JoJo Hernandez with 10. Abram Wooden with 9 as well. And Maddox Plunkett with 2, Jackson Thompson with 2, and there's 2 points missing somewhere. So if that's your son, I apologize. Well, Van Buren gets the ball to start the 4th quarter. They have a 22-point lead. Baker, Johnson, Organ, Jennings, and Cazell. Cazell with a beautiful feed outside to Baker, who's just short on the 3, but Gabe Johnson's working hard on the offensive glass. He comes up with it, and Gabe Johnson's got his, 20th point of the game now. And he earned every bit of that one. But a good set coming out into the quarter for the Pointers. Another rebound for Johnson. Good to see him have success. There's not a better kid on this planet than Gabe Johnson. And he's got another one. 24 points now for Gabe Johnson, the senior. Pointers are going to rely on him heavily this year as they get into conference and get into some of the bigger teams. Gabe's as big as we've got at 6'5". Good step back for Jackson Thompson. He's got his 4th point. 24-point lead for the Pointers. Coach Autry calls out the play. Got an illegal screen on Gabe Johnson, his 3rd foul, 1st team foul. And Brody Myers comes back in. He'll replace Kyle Organ. No, he'll replace Baker. And you've got the original starting 5 back on the court for the Pointers. JoJo Hernandez sets up the offense for the Bearcats. They'll pull it up from 3-point land. Gabe Johnson skied for that rebound. He got this place excited Tuesday night. He got a run-out dunk. Kyrie Dumas got all the way to the rim, but came up a little bit off. Truett Gazelle gets the offensive rebound, and he's got a basket. 9 points for him now. 66-40, Pointers lead, and they get a steal. They're going to get a run out. Gazelle's running the break. He goes to his left, and he puts it up and in. He now has 11 points. Pointers have 4 players in double digits, and that's going to be that is going to be called a block. Crowd doesn't love it. Coach doesn't love it. That foul was called on Jude Jennings. It's his 2nd team foul. Van Buren leads it by 28 now, 68-40 on the heels of their 40-point victory against Clarksville Tuesday. Good defense by the Pointers. I believe it's a turnover. If that's a turnover, really good pressure defense by the Pointers. Forces a turnover in the corner. Referee explains to Coach Autry why it was a block and not a charge. Gabe Johnson moving down the paint. Beautiful spin. He'll get a chance at an and one. Gabe Johnson is absolutely going off in this fourth quarter. Great move, great finish, and he's got a chance at an and one. Van Buren gets the lead up to 70, or excuse me, up to 30. The free throw is pure. Delay a game warning for Brody Myers for touching the ball out of the net. .25 points for Gabe Johnson now. Almost got a steal right there. Now they do force the turnover, and the Pointers are on the run, and that was a really good deflection by Dayton Miller to stop what definitely would have been a quick out. And Coach is going to bring the starters out and bring in 5 new players. They had a heck of a game. They leave the game with a 31-point lead and a running clock. And somebody, Mena called the timeout. So Johnson's night is done. I don't know how many rebounds he ended up with, but he's got 25 points. It's going to be fun to watch Gabe play this year. Gabe is a good throwback player to an old school post player. Go back to 80s and 90s basketball when offense seemingly ran through the post. The Akeem Olajuwon era. Gabe has that kind of offensive skill set. I'm not comparing him to Akeem, but his footwork and that baby hook shot that he's got is very good. Eli Hurst getting his first action. He wears number 23. Kyle Oregon, Brady Baker, Jax Clark, and Baltazar Zuniga make up the Pointer lineup. For Mena, it's JoJo Hernandez, Dayton Miller, Jackson Thompson, Brody McCauley, and Abram Wooden. A lot of Pointers getting play time tonight. Jax Clark's going to be called for the offensive foul. Hopefully he's not hurt. He's slow to get up. Jackson Thompson drew that charge. Jax Clark driving down the lane, and he's got called for his shoulder. Looks like maybe he rolled an ankle. So 4:37 to play. Van Buren leads by 31. The trainer, Jordan, gets out there. She helps him up. He is not putting any pressure on that left foot. Hops over to the bench on his right foot, and Deacon Martin will check in. He's going to wear number 30. He's a sophomore. So Mena gets the ball out of the injury timeout, off the foul, excuse me. Pointers stay in man-on-man defense. They've been in it all night. Baltazar Zuniga's flashing his hands all over the place. And a good defensive pressure there. Eli Hurst comes up with the steal. Baker pushes it down to Oregon, who drives to the left. Martin kicks it back out to Baker up top. Pointers working it around the perimeter. Looking for a good shot. Kyle Oregon's going to dribble down. Good defense by the Bearcats. Shut that off. Baker goes to the left. He pulls up with a little fader from the baseline. Brady Baker's got 5. My goodness, I tell you what, JoJo Hernandez was down the court in the blink of an eye. And a foul charge to Deacon Martin. His first. Checking in for Mena, number 3, Maddox Plunkett. And number 35, Ryan Walston. I almost said Watson. Walston. Good shot by Dayton Miller. Boy, he's a good ball player. So 3:10 to play. Clock continues to run. Van Buren leads this one 73-42. Zeke Wilson and Anthony St. Michael getting prepared to come in. Brady Baker gets a look from 3 in the corner. Comes up short. Mena gets the rebound, runs it down the court. They get a shot up, rebounded by Baker. He casually pushes the ball up the court. Left side. Sets up Deacon Martin for a 3 from the corner. Deacon Martin gets on the scoreboard. Kyle Organ checks out. Brady Baker checks out. Anthony St. Michael and Zeke Wilson check in. 2.5 to play, and Van Buren leads this one by 34 points, 76-42. Coach continuing to coach hard, imploring this group to defend. He wants them to guard. Deacon Martin on the ball, Baltazar. And Baltazar Zuniga will be charged with the foul. His first. 15 fouls. Free throws for the Bearcats. Be Brody McCauley shooting the free throws. Clock continues to run for the sportsmanship rule, which I believe is 30 points in the fourth quarter, maybe in the second half. I'll have to get clarification on that. McCauley is pure on the first free throw. He's a lefty. 92 seconds to play. He's up off on the second. Zeke Wilson skies for the rebound. You get to see 24 this year, you'll see a kid that nobody plays harder. Aside from one of the football players might, and Brody Myers, but Zeke Wilson just works his tail off on the basketball court. Pointers come out empty on that possession, and Mena gets the rebound. They get a 3-point up. No good. Rebounded by Baltazar. Deacon Martin brings it down, gives it off to St. Martin. 50 seconds to play. Good drive by Baltazar, setting up Deacon Martin with a corner 3 that's off the front of the rim. And Zeke Wilson gets back and affects the drive. Good recovery by Zeke Wilson to impact that layup. And Mena misses an opportunity to score there. Goes out of bounds, and it'll stay their ball. Good drive to the paint. Good finish. Wow, nice play that time by Maddox Plunkett. He's got 6 points. That's a good-looking drive. 10 seconds to play in this game. Clock will run, and that'll probably be the last play. It tipped off the hands of Deacon Martin. Sportsmanship rule keeps the clock running. The coach tried to quickly get it to his players so he could get that play off, but no harm, no foul there. Van Buren pulls away in this one, 76-45, a 31-point victory in their second non-conference matchup after beating Clarksville by 40 on Tuesday night. They did it with good defense Tuesday. They did it with good defense tonight, and then putting up 76 points. Lady Pointers are in action across the state tonight. This is Pointer Media. I'm Jay Baker. Hey, we look forward to meeting with you tomorrow night for football, and we'll be back again next week as the Pointer basketball season continues. To all the Bearcat fans, travel safe, and best of luck to you this year. Good, classy, hard-working team. I like to see it. On behalf of the whole Pointer Media team, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.